Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sports Dom coming back with another video. And this is my Detroit Red Wings at Buffalo Sabres recap. So, uh, the Buffalo Sabres get a 6-3 win over the Detroit Red Wings. They look good. They had a long break because 2 games were postponed because of that awful blizzard up in Buffalo. So, they finally get back uh, onto the ice and they get a win over the Detroit Red Wings. I do believe this is their third win over the Detroit Red Wings this season. So let's recap it. Goals, Detroit 3, Buffalo 6. Shots, Detroit 31, Buffalo 35. Block shots, Detroit 16, Buffalo 7. Hits, Detroit 15, Buffalo 9. Face-offs, Detroit 29, Buffalo 34. Power plays, Detroit was 1 for 3, Buffalo was 1 for 5. Penalty minutes, Detroit 10 minutes, Buffalo 6 minutes. In the first period, the scoring, here we go. In the first period, at 15:32, it was Buffalo's Casey Middlestat, assisted by J.J. Paterka, his 9th, and Owen Power, his 11th. And that was Casey Middlestat's 6th goal of the season. And after one, it's 1-0 Buffalo. And then in the second period, at 1:20, it was Buffalo's Jeff Skinner, his 17th of the season, unassisted. And it's 2-0 Buffalo. And then at 10:28, it was Buffalo's Casey Middlestat, his 2nd of the game, his 7th of the season on the power play, assisted by Owen Power, his 2nd of the game, his 12th of the season, and J.J. Paterka, his 2nd of the game, his 10th of the season. And it's a 3-0 Sabre lead. And then at 11:21, it was Buffalo's Kyle Okposo, his 4th of the season, assisted by Zemgus Girgensons, his 5th, and Peyton Krebs, his 5th. And it's a 4-0 Sabre lead. And then at 14:02, it was Buffalo's Kyle Okposo, his 2nd of the game, his 5th of the season, assisted by Tyson Jost, his 7th. And it's a 5-0 Sabre lead over Detroit at the end of 2. And then in the third period, at 2:35, it was Detroit's Dominic Kubalik, his 11th of the season, assisted by Elmer Soderblom, his 3rd, and it's 5-1 Sabres. And then at 4:23, it was Detroit's Dominic Kubalik, his 2nd of the game, his 12th of the season on the power play, assisted by Joe Veleno, his 6th, and Oscar Sundqvist, his 9th, and it's 5-2 Sabres. And then at 7:11, it was Detroit's Jordan Osterley, his 2nd of the season, assisted by Andrew Kopp, his 17th, and Jonathan Berggren, his 7th. And it's 5-3 Sabres. And then at 16:22, it was Buffalo's Kyle Okposo, his 3rd of the game, his 6th of the season, assisted by Zemgus Girgensons, his 2nd of the game, his 6th of the season, and Dylan Cousins, his 21st. And it's a 6-3 Sabre win. Kyle Okposo got the hat trick. Casey Middlestat also scored 2 goals. And then you had Jeff Skinner, the other goal scorer for the Buffalo Sabres. Penalties. In the first period at 13:29, it was Detroit's Jonathan Berggren, 2 minutes for tripping. And then at 18:31, it was Detroit's Adam Ernie, 2 minutes for cross-checking. And then at 18:51, it was Buffalo's Owen Power, 2 minutes for interference. In the second period, at 9:14, it was Detroit's Elmer Soderblom, 2 minutes for tripping. And then at 16:48, it was Buffalo's J.J. Paterka, 2 minutes for embellishment. And then in the third period, at 3:34, it was Buffalo's Rasmus Dahlin, 2 minutes for holding. And at 9:12, it was Detroit's Moritz Seider, 2 minutes for roughing. And at 17:28, it was Detroit's Joe Veleno, 2 minutes for slashing. So, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen had 29 saves out of 31 shots. And The Detroit Red Wings goalie Hellberg had 29 saves out of 35 shots. No, 28 saves out of 35 shots. So a good win for the Buffalo Sabres over the Detroit Red Wings. They look good. They improved to 17, 14, and 2 on the season. And they play tomorrow against the Boston Bruins at 12 p.m. The Boston Bruins are 28, 4, and 3. And that game is at Boston. The first game of 2023 for the Buffalo Sabres. No, that'll be the last game of 2022 for the Buffalo Sabres. And then their first game of 2023 is Sunday at the Ottawa Senators. So, two tough games. Boston is a really good team. They only have 4 losses, regulation losses, and 3 overtime losses. So, Boston is 28, 4, and 3. Buffalo 17, 14, and 2. So they play back to back on Saturday and Sunday in Boston and in Ottawa. So, guys, comment in the comment section below on what you think. And as always, if you like my videos, like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss a video. Stay tuned for my Buffalo Sabres at Boston Bruins preview. And as always, go Sabres. Let's beat the Boston Bruins. Dig down deep, find a way. Come out on top. Go Sabres.